Hello, good morning, beautiful people. How are we doing today? Welcome again to the Genuis Kids Show on Radio Maria 91.3 FM, the voice of truth. This again is the Genuis Kids Show. Genuis Kids Show is the show where we help you discover the genius in your child, because on this show, we believe that every child has a genius in him or her. So are we ready for another exciting episode of the show?
Yes.
I have some really amazing guests here with me in the studio, and today has a special thing to it because our special guest, Miss Cynthia, who was here with us 2 weeks ago, has a prize for the person that will answer our main question today. So I don't need to tell you to listen, right? I don't need to tell you to pay apt attention. So if you need to take a pen and paper to be writing down important things, better do so you don't miss out. If you don't hit the answer, you're not getting our prize. I deserve to win a prize too. So if you don't answer it, I'll answer it and take the prize home. Alright, so welcome again to this Saturday morning. And we'll be reading, if time permits, 2 stories. If time doesn't permit, 1 story. The first story we'll be reading today is The Little Red Hen. Have you heard about it before?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to see what's different from the regular Little Red Hen and the one we'll be reading today, because today's version is the retold version, the version retold by me, Genevieve Duruiheoma. So as always, let me introduce myself to you and our beautiful guests here in the studio. I am your Genuis Kids host. My name is Genevieve Duruiheoma, but children, remember, you can always call me Miss Genny, okay? So now on to our guests here in the studio. Tell us your name.
My name is Fruitful Afolabi.
Are you singing or speaking?
My name is Fruitful Afolabi.
Okay, Fruitful Oluwa Afolabi, right?
Yes.
How old are you,
I'm
Fruitful?
11 years old.
Oh, good to have you on the show. This is your first time here with us physically, alright? We are happy to have you. Thanks for coming, okay?
Thank you.
Alright, so let's meet you. Hello, girl.
My name is Chimalum.
As our usual guest, Chimelum Ebirim Livia. You're welcome again to the Genuis Kids Show. How are you doing today?
Fine.
Okay, let's meet you.
My name is Shibweze Birim.
Chibweze Ebirim. How are you doing today?
Fine.
Hope you had a great week.
Yes.
Okay, welcome to the Genuis Kids Show.
Thank you.
And let's meet your delectable guest.
My name is Cynthia Nez. You can call me Miss Cynthia.
Hi, Miss Cynthia. It's good to have you again. You're such a delight to have around, and we are happy that you spent this time to be with us this Saturday morning. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
All right. So, as always, we'll have to take a short break, refresh, and then come back. This break is for you to gather everybody, remember? Gather your friends. Gather your mommy and daddy and uncles and aunties, get them all around the radio and get ready to listen. Because there will be a beautiful present for the person who answers our special question for the day. See you shortly. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Like I said, today we'll be reading The Little Red Hen. It's an English folk tale. It's an English folk tale retold by Genevieve Duruiheoma. Let's begin. Old MacDonald had a farm in which lived some animals. Chickens, horses, pigs, cats, and of course, the unwanted rats. Little Red Hen lived on the farm. She had been called Little Red Hen right from when she was little, and that name remained with her even though she had now grown into a mother hen. Little Red Hen spent most of her time walking about the farm in her pickety fashion, scratching everywhere for worms. She dearly loved fat, delicious, juicy worms and felt they were healthy for her chicks. As often as she found a worm, she would call chuck, 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 chuck to her chicks, and they would gather quickly for a feast. She took pride in providing for her chicks, even though the farmer provided daily meals to them. There was the horse who loved to stay in his stable more than anything in the world. He rarely mingled with the other animals on the farm. He fed on the hay supplied by old MacDonald and spent the rest of his days sleeping or viewing the beautiful farm scenery from his stable. There was also the cat who usually napped lazily behind the farm door. So lazy was he that he didn't bother to scare the rats who ran here and there as they pleased. There was the pig who lived in the sty. He had no bother in the world. His only care was to eat and grow. One day, Little Red Hen was up and about as usual. Then she found a seed. It was a wheat seed. But the Little Red Hen was so accustomed to bugs and worms that she supposed this to be some new or perhaps a new kind of delicious meat. So she bit it gently and found it was nothing like her favorite worm, no juice at all. So, carrying it about, she made inquiries as to what it might be. Who knows what this is, please? Who knows what this is, please? Finally, she found out it was a wheat seed and that if planted, it would grow up, and when ripe, it could be made into flour and then into bread. When she discovered that, she knew it ought to be planted. As she was always busy hunting for food for her chicks, she thought to get some help to plant the seed. So she thought of the horse who had nothing doing, and of the pig who lay grunting in his sty, and of the cat who was just waking from a nap, and of the great fat rat with his idle eyes. And she called loudly, "Who will help plant the seeds, please?" But the horse neighed, "Nay, nay," and said, "Not I." And the pig oinked, "Oink, oink, oink," and said, "Not I." And the cat mewed, "Meow, meow," and said, "Not I." And the rat squeaked, "Quick, quick, 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 quick," and said, "Not I." "Well then," said the Little Red Hen, "I will." And she did. Then she went on with her daily duties through the long summer days, scratching for worms and feeding her chicks, while the horse grew fat, and the pig grew fat, and the cat grew fat, and the rat grew fat. Little Red Hen went on to see her weeds Little Red Hen went out to see her weeds to water it. Then she noticed that weeds had grown all around it. "I need help with weeding," she thought. So she called out to her friends, "Who will help me weed, please?" But the horse neighed, "Nay, nay, not I." And the pig oinked, "Oink, oink, not I." And the cat mewed, "Meow, not I." And the rat squeaked, "Squeak, squeak, squeak, not I." "Well then," said the Little Red Hen, "I will." And she did. So one day, the Little Red Hen noticed how large the wheat was and that the grain was ripe and ready for harvest. She ran about briskly and called, "Who will help me cut the wheat?" The horse was quick to say, "Not I, please." The pig was quick to say, "Not I, please." The cat was quick to say, "Not I, please." And the rat was quick to say, "Not I, please." "Well then," said the Little Red Hen, "I will." And she did. She got the sickle from among the farmer's tools in the barn and proceeded to cut off all the big plants of wheat. On the ground lay the nicely cut wheat, ready to be gathered and threshed. So again, in a very hopeful tone, thinking that her friends may have repented, she called out, "Who will help me thresh the wheat, please?" But the horse neighed, "Can you let us be, please?" And the pig oinked, "Can you let us be, please?" And the cat mewed, "Let us be, please." And the rat squeaked, "Let us be, please." "Well then," said the little red hen. I will. So the little red hen, looking rather discouraged, said, well, I will. And she did. And she went out and threshed the wheat. Then she called out, who will carry the wheat to the mill to be ground? Please. But the horse neighed again. Not I. And the pig oinked again. Not I. And the cat mewed again. Not I. And the rat squeaked again. Not I. Well, okay. Well then, said the little red hen. I'll go. So the good little red hen could do nothing but thresh the wheat herself. Carrying the sack of wheat, she trudged up to the distant mill. There, she ordered the wheat ground into beautiful white flour. When the miller brought her the flour, she walked slowly back home to the farm in her usual pickety fashion. She even managed, in spite of her load, to catch a nice juicy worm now and then, and had one left for the babies when she reached home. Those cunning little fluff balls were so glad to see their mother. For the first time, they really, really appreciated her. All right, I think it's time we got a short break. And when we return, we see how the little red hen fares with her flour. See you soon. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So far, we've seen how the little red hen, living with her neighbors, the horse, the cat, the pig, and the rat, found the seed, discovered that it could be planted it, called out to her friends to help her, and each time she called out to them, what did they say?
They said,
No, not I. All right, let's see what happens now. The next morning, the thoughts came to the little red hen that the wheat must somehow be made into bread. She was not in the habit of making bread, although of course anyone can make it if he or she follows the recipe with care. She had found a recipe book near the bin. So she knew perfectly well that she could do it if necessary. However, she still tried to call her friends. So after her children were fed and made sweet and fresh for the day, she went up to the horse, pig, the cat, and the rat. Still confident that they would surely help her someday, she sang out, "Who will help bake the bread, please?" Alas for the little red hen. Once more her hopes were dashed. For the horse said, "Not I, call me not." The pig said, "Not I, call me not." The cat said, "Not I, call me not." And the rat said, "Not I, call me not." So the little red hen once more said, "I will then." And she did. Feeling that she might have known all the time that she would have to do it all by herself, she went and put on a fresh apron and spotless cook's cap. First of all, she set the dough as was proper. When it was time, she brought out the molding board and the baking tins, molded the bread, divided it into loaves, and put them into the oven to bake. All the while, the horse sat lazily by, giggling and chuckling. And close at hand, the vain rat powdered his nose and admired himself in a mirror. In the distance could be heard the long-drawn snores of the dozen pig. And the cat walked around as though in a fashion parade. At last, the great moment arrived. A delicious aroma was wafted upon the autumn breeze. Everywhere the farm citizens sniffed the air with delight. "Oh, that smells good." The red hen ambled in her pickety way toward the source of all this excitement. Although she appeared to be perfectly calm, in reality, she could only with difficulty restrain an impulse to dance and sing. For had she not done all this wonderful work by herself? Small wonder that she was the most excited of them all in the farm that morning. She did not know whether the bread would be fit to eat, but joy of joys, when the lovely brown loaves came out of the oven, they were done to perfection. Then, probably because she had acquired the habit of asking for help, she called out, "Who will help eat the bread, please?" All of a sudden, all the animals in the farm were ready, and the pig shouted, "I will, I will, I will, Ike. And the horse happily neighed, "Neigh, neigh, I will." And the cat mewing with her sweetest voice, "Meow, meow, 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 I will." And the rat squeaked around, "Squeak, squeak, 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 I will." Really? Well, I think I'm already used to saying, "No worries, I will, I'll do it myself." So today, again, I tell you, my dear friends, you don't have to worry. Go and sleep, okay? I will eat it myself. And she did. The end. Hope we enjoyed today's story.
Yes.
We'll be going on a very short break. When we return, we'll read our second story. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So, our second story is Maid. Maid. Can I hear you say it?
Maid.
Again?
Maid.
Have you ever made a thing before?
Yes.
Let's see what made in this story. Made is a beautiful story written by a Nigerian author. Her name is Chinyere Evelyn Ifediora. So, we're going to be looking at this to see what made and see what we can learn from the story of Are we ready?
Yes.
Let's get to it immediately because we don't have much time.
As a baby, Mma always wriggled her feet and chuckled when a pair of shoes was put on her. Her mommy could easily tell that shoes were one of her favorite things. Mma could go shopping with mom or grandpa just to admire the pairs of shoes displayed at the store. "Mom, there are so many shoes," Mma said. "Yes, you're right," Mom agreed. "What are they all for?" asked Mma. "There are shoes for different events and seasons, and depending on the maker, each brand has a unique design," Mom explained. "There are rain boots, which are perfect for rainy days or walking on the farm. Nursing shoes help nurses move comfortably round the hospital for their work. Trainers are worn for some exercise and sports. Then there are safety boots for engineers and on-the-work persons. Of course, there are formal shoes for formal events like the ones you wear to school," Mma's mom added. Mma would often put an extra trimming or two on her shoes. One day, Mma thought to herself, "Maybe I should try to make my own shoes." But she knew nothing about shoemaking. She remembered Mom once said, you can learn how to do just about anything from reading posts about it on the internet these days. So Mma decided she was going to ask Mom to help her search for how to make shoes. And that she did. Most days after school, Mma would read and learn about shoemaking. She also watched videos and looked at pictures. After weeks and even more weeks of learning, Mma said to her mom, "I think I am ready to start making some shoes." "That is a good idea," Mom replied. Mma started by drawing a pair of simple molds. Mma kept at drawing the mold until a smile broke out on her face because she liked what she had drawn. Now it was time to make the shoes, but Mma did not have the items for shoemaking. This made Mma sad. Hey, sweets, what is the problem? Mom asked. Mom, I don't have the items for making the molds, Mma sulked. Well, that is a problem we can solve, Mom replied as she drew her in for a hug. Mom sang to Mma, if you ask questions, you will receive answers. If you search for a thing, you will find it. Mma smiled. But that is not a real song, Mom said. But that is not a real song, Mom, she said. So what do you need? Mom asked. Glue, cutter, some leather and cotton fabrics, wool, needle, thread, cardboard, etc. Mma listed happily. Soon, Mma and her mom got busy round the house, gathering the shoe-making items. Mma was fully ready to make the molds. She measured, cut, arranged, sewed, turned and glued with Mom's help here and there. Before long, the pair was ready. She could not believe she made shoes. Mma, you have done well, Mom cheered. Mom, you may call me Codwainer. You may call me Codwainer, Mma. That's an old word for shoemaking. I learned that too while reading, Mma quipped. So, when we come back after the break, we'll tell you what happened next.
Today at school, Miss Banks, Mma's class teacher, made a surprise announcement. Class, there will be a school handcraft fair in a month's time, Miss Banks called out. And for the fair, every pupil is welcome to make and show a handcraft. I know exactly what I'll be making, Mma whispered happily to her friend EJ. Miss Banks noticed Mma's delights and asked, Mma, would you like to share the reason for your excitement? With the widest smile on her face, Mma said, I'll be making the most beautiful shoes ever. Some of her classmates were impressed to learn that she already knew what she would make for the fair. Others laughed at the idea of shoemaking. Shoes protect our feet and make it a little easier to go about our daily tasks. That is certainly a lovely thought for a handcraft, Miss Banks told Mma. At home, Mma settled to work on the shoes. She would call the pair of shoes Struddies. Mma imagined wearing them confidently. She finished up the pair of shoes with flower-shaped ribbon and some sequins. Here is a pair of shoes. At the school handcrafts fair, Mma's Struddies stand was very popular. Parents took pictures of the shiny pair Mma made. Mma, your shoes are stunning, one of Mma's classmates said, and everyone nodded in agreement. Pupils and parents continued to admire the shoes at the fair. Mma was excited about how things turned out. Mma's mom said to her, I think today calls for some frozen yogurt. Yes, let's do it, Mma responded. Then the two walked to the frozen yogurt shop. The end. Hope we enjoyed the story.
Yes.
Oh, that brings us to the end of our story reading today. The first one we read was The Red Little Hen. And the second story we read was Mma Made. Now, question time. This is not the question that wins you a present, though. I'll tell you when the question arrives. The question is still coming. Okay? So, now our listeners at home, remember, as always, you can call us in and tell us what you learned from the stories. The number to call is 081 084 47518. Again, I take it 081 084 47518. Call us and tell us what you learned from The Little Red Hen and Mermaid. Now to our questions. Who can tell me the animals on the farm? The animals on the farm. Chimelum, tell us.
The pig,
Okay.
the hen,
Okay.
rat, horse,
Okay.
hen.
Beautiful! Brilliant, brilliant. Well done, Chimelum. All these animals make different kinds of sounds, make some noises. Who can tell me the sounds made by each of these animals? Fruitful, tell us.
For the horse, it goes neigh, neigh. For the
Okay.
pig, it grunts. The pig grunts. Then
Okay.
for the hen, the clock, he clocks. Then that's all I can remember.
Very brilliant. Well done. Nice attempt. Well done. Well done. The pig grunts. That grunting of a pig is called oink. Okay? So you can also say the pig oinks, and you can say the pig grunts. Both are very brilliant and correct. Well done, Fruitful. Chibeze, can you complete the list? So he told us for the horse, he told us for the pig, and he told us for the chicken, the hen. So tell us.
The cat meows.
You're already meowing. Nice one.
And the
Okay.
rat squeaks.
Okay.
And the cow moves.
Moose. Was there a cow in this farm?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, you just gave us a bonus answer. Well done, Chiboeze. Thank you. That's brilliant. Now, in the story of Mma made. Mma made something. Who knows what Mma made? Wait, I will point at you if I want you to answer. No, no competition here. Alright? Okay, so Gabriela, tell us what Mma made.
Mermaid shoes.
Mma made shoes. Brilliant! So what is the name of the first kind of shoes Mma made? Remember. Okay? Chibeze.
Mouse.
Moose. Brilliant! Okay, who can name 5 things Mma used to make her shoes? 5 things Mma. I think each person can tell me one, right?
Aye.
Sorry if you're the last, because by then the options may be gone. So we'll start from you. Tell us one. Just name one. Cardboard when she was drawing and
Yes.
cutting knives. Can you name anything Mma used to make her shoes? Scissors. Brilliant.
Needle and thread.
Needle and thread. Good. Audrey.
Wool.
Woo. Beautiful.
Rubber.
Rubber. Wow. Can you?
Leather.
Leather. Any other one?
Cutter.
Cutter.
Glue.
Glue. I'm so excited. I think we're already making the shoe here. Who else?
Etc.
Okay. Well done, Audrey. Gabriela, right? Okay. Beautiful attempts. Etc. means and so on. Okay, the list continues. So she's telling us the list continues. Etc. is not a thing, okay? So etc. means and so on. Very beautiful attempt. So you see, Mma was very hardworking and she had an idea. And did that her hobby pay off?
Yes.
How? How did it pay off?
Everybody
Okay.
wanted everybody liked her shoes. They wanted to know more about her, and her mother was also proud of her.
Yeah. So what's this begins to make us think, what do you do at your spare time? You know, the story told us that when Mma returns from school, she would be busy learning how to. It wasn't even an assignment in school. It wasn't part of what she was asked to do. It was a hobby she developed. It was something she thought, I think I could do this, because she always loved shoes right from when she was small. Her mom would put on a shoe on her feet and she would wriggle her feet and chuckle. So her mom knew, yes, Ma loves shoes. When they would go to the supermarkets, when they go to the malls, Ma would be looking at shoes because she loves shoes. Then she would ask her mom, what are all these shoes for? And her mom told her. So who can tell me the different kinds of shoes we met in the story and what the shoes are used for? Okay? Do we take turns? You tell me, Audrey.
Ella. Rain boots.
Okay, rain boots. What are they used for?
Rain boots are used for when you're in the rain.
Beautiful, to protect your feet. It doesn't get soaked like leather and wool. Alright? Thank you, Chimelom.
Farm boots.
Farm boots. Oh wow, brilliant. I think Hen must have had a farm boot. Hen must have had a farm boot to protect her feet from the soil. Yeah? So what other kind of shoes did we meet in the story? Fruitful, tell us.
Trainers.
Trainers. What are they used for?
Exercising and jogging.
Beautiful. So which other kind of shoes did we meet in the story? Alright, Chibeze, tell us.
Shoes are used to use for school.
Formal
and
shoes.
for formal events.
Beautiful. Formal shoes. We wear them to school and to formal events. Brilliant. Any other kind of shoe? There is one more shoe many of us missed. Who can remember? Have you been to a hospital before?
Not shoe.
Aha! The nursing shoe, the nurse's shoe. What kind of shoes do they wear? Who knows?
Not
Have you seen
formal
it?
shoes.
Have you seen their formal shoes? Yeah, some nurses wear formal shoes, especially those not on active duty. But when you see them in the world running around, they usually wear clogs. Can I hear you say that? Clogs. Yeah, so today Mma has taken us to the world of shoes. Mma told us the name that shoemakers used to be called in those days. And she said, maybe today, from henceforth, everybody please call me Mma. Who can tell me that title? Who can tell me what shoemakers used to be called? No, don't call me Miss Genny again. Call me Genny. Who can tell me that? Who knows? You?
Cloud makers.
Oh, almost.
Clodwina.
Codwiner. Oh, brilliant. That's a beautiful one. And now, our special question for the day. I'll ask you. So our special question for the day, our listeners at home, you're free to call in. Whoever answers correctly wins a prize from Miss Cynthia. Thank you, ma'am. And you would come to the studio and pick it up. So if you're already here in the studio, you go home with your present. So today's question is, what is the central theme that runs across the two stories we read? We read two completely different stories, an English folktale and mermaid. But there is one theme. I don't want you to give me sentences. It is good to be jumping and that. No. I just want a word. What is that central theme? A single word that runs across, the story of a mermaid and the little red hen. Just to be fair, I don't know the order to take. So we are going to start from the youngest to the oldest. So who is 5 here? Nobody. Who is 6? All right. So what's the answer?
The answer is
Just one word.
little red hen.
Okay, brilliant attempt. Thank you. But that's not the answer. That's not the theme. She told us the name of the story, but that's not the theme. So who is 7? Who is 8? Who is 9? Oh, we have 2 9s. What month were you born?
February.
And what month were you born?
July.
So who is the younger? Okay, Chibeze, so tell me.
Shoes.
Shoes. Okay, brilliant attempt, but no, that's not the theme. Well done. Shoes may be the central theme of Mermaid, but that's not a theme that runs across the two stories we read. So, Audrey, right?
Yes.
Tell us what.
They were both determined.
I said don't give me a sentence. I just want a word.
Oh,
What
I
is?
know.
Oh, okay.
Determined.
Determined. Oh, brilliant attempt. Very brilliant. Very brilliant. Okay. Well done, Audrey. We'll come back and see if you got it. But let's hold it there. So, who is 9? Who is 10? Who is 11? Oh, a tie again. So, what month were you born?
January.
And you were born?
February.
Oh! All right. Over to you, Fruitful.
Hardworking.
Hardworking. Okay, hardworking. Almost. You got it though, but it's shaky. So I want a word. The central theme of this story is. Can you say the central theme of this story is determined? Can you say the central theme of this story is hardworking? So, Gabriela, tell me.
The central theme of this story, of these both stories, is determination.
Everybody clap! Everybody clap! Everybody clap! Well done! You all tried. Honestly, it was very brilliant attempt by all of you. You said determined. It's not determined. You knew it. You said hardworking. If you had said hard work, you would have won it. So very well done. And we today Ella wins the prize of Miss Cynthia. Let's give her the Genius Kids clap. It's drizzling, it's raining, it's pouring, it's showering, and the thunder. Well done. And I think this is where we draw the curtain for today. But before we go, final words from our guest in the studio. So, winner, what do you have to say to those at home today?
Thank you for listening to the Genius Kids Show.
You're welcome. What do you have to say, Audrey?
I appreciate it that you listen.
Oh, thank you, Chibeza.
Thank you.
Thank you. What do you have to say?
You're welcome.
Yes, we are welcome. What do you have to say?
I appreciate you listening to us, and I hope you learn from what we have done today.
Oh, very well done. And you, Miss Cynthia, what do you have for them?
Okay, just keep being determined and hardworking out there at home. There's this saying I love to say. It's like my motto even up till now. With determination and hard work, I'll make it. So know that with determination and hard work, listeners out there, our children out there, you will make it.
Amen. So can we all say this? With determination and hard work, I will make it. Can I hear you say it?
With determination and hard work, I will make it.
Say it like you mean it.
With determination and hard work, I will make it.
And this is where we say goodbye. See you again next time. Same station next week. And do not forget that I love you. Bye-bye.